Hello and welcome to this new video in the SQL section. In this video, we will learn a new constraint called as NOT NULL. In the previous video, we saw our very first constraint, which is primary key. We continue to use it. So the benefits of primary key are, just to revise, it gives you uniqueness, restricts duplicate values to be inserted, and no null values. Now, if you see our employees table that we created earlier, and also we had the employees new table. So the difference between both is, by default, as I said, every column is designed to accept nulls. And this is a problem that, for example, an employee name cannot be null. Though you impose primary key on employee ID, you will insert it. But it also ensures, gives you that option to bypass null values in the employee. For example, we had this employees table, right? We have this employees table. All right. So if you see, I can insert null value into columns other than the primary key columns, and that's absolutely fine. But this will be a problem. So you see, small problems, we have to think about proactively and fix them. But rather we have to be proactive and not, reactive. So what we have to make sure is, it should not be the case that later on we realize, oh, I missed to implement some check mechanism on my table. And that's why these constraints are there in place. We are going to learn about like 4 or 5 constraints, which are very important, but those are simple. So this is not about primary key now, because on all the columns, like for date of joining, for salary and any other things, you would want to capture them. In the sense, you want to make compulsory that the data should be passed in this and it should not be null. By default, these are nulls. That's why you see that null over there. But the primary key is not null. But the problem is that every column cannot be a primary key column. So what do? You don't need a primary key on that. So when you create table, we will say, for example, employees 2. On every single column on which you need to have the not null feature, you'll just write this condition, not null. So I wanted not null on this, not null on this, and also not null on this. Now you create this, refresh your tables folder to confirm. Employees 2, have a look at this. All of them are not null. Primary key anyways, by default, it will be not null. But now by imposing not null constraint, I have made my table more foolproof. So what does this mean? If you try to insert data into this, let us insert one row. For example, one row over here. Okay, so this went through fine. That's great. I see the data. Now let us insert the second one. And here the employee name, we have kept it as null. Now here you will get an error. It says the column does not allow null. Which column? Employee name. So just by doing these small things, right, like setting up the constraints, you can achieve a lot and make your tables bulletproof, right? And there are many more things that we're going to do. So just simply, you can add a not null constraint after the data type on every single column where you feel like that this column should not be null. And it ensures that you don't bypass null values into it. By doing not null, what you're ensuring is that there has to be some value passed into it, which is not a null value, and it becomes a compulsory field. That's what is the meaning. So it depends on your business requirement. It is not that, okay, today I taught you this and said, yes, this is benefit. Understand, at times, you might want to make some fields nullable also. So, which is okay to accept null, and you can update them later on. So that completely depends on the use case and the business requirement. But here we are just trying to understand the significance of the not null constraint. So that's it, just a short one. In the next video, we will move further with a new constraint. See you.